And today I'm going to be teaching you what if, else, and elif statements are. So I made a basic to-do list for you. So we're going to be learning indentation first, if and else and elif statements, and a really hard question. I set this to blue because this means our third priority. It's not that important. We could do it later at a later time. So our if and else and elif statements. If we need to know about that, we need to know about indentation. Indentation means that whenever you write a body meaning by a if statement, you have to actually indent or give a few lines of space to it so you could write your code inside this body. And this could be very good for us because if statements use something called a Boolean expression. And what exactly is a Boolean expression? A Boolean expression is basically something that is true or false, and it could be written as B-O-O-L, and you could see that it's already written to B-O-O-L, bool. And we could say x is equal to, and we have to capitalize the first letter, true, or we could write false. You cannot uncapitalize lower capitalize the entire second assignment to this x, because what happens is that the compiler doesn't recognize that this is a false, so it's not going to do anything. And when if statements use Boolean expressions, they only run the code when if this if statement is actually true. And we could use if statements in many different ways. We use it in our normal lives, such as if it is raining, then I should get an umbrella. If I am hungry, then I should make food. If I'm fat, I'll just go on a diet for 2 days and then quit. So there's many ways you can use this. And if statements are reliable and trustworthy for many things that we can do later in Python. And basically what they use is comparison operators, which are basically greater than, less than, equal to, and not equal to. Not equal to is very good when you're learning something. So we learned if, and learned the code inside this body. Now we'll learn how it actually runs. But in order to do that, I just have to teach you one last thing called else statements. Else statements is that if this is our last priority, and we can only do this if all of these if statements first don't work. And when we do this, we could write the code inside this body, and what happens is that this is our last priority. So I could have a bunch of code here and anything, but if this if statement doesn't work, it runs all that code, then it will run the else statement no matter what. And we could do this basically by just seeing a basic representation of this. So is it true or false? This is the if statement. This is the criteria. If it is true, then it'll go to this code, it'll run this code, and it'll just do the code that's after it. Or if you had an else statement as written, as seen here, then it'll run the statement in the else code, and it'll go back to the original code that's after it. Now this could be very, very good for us. We could write things like a is equal to 9. If a is equal to 9, then print a is equal to 9, and you could write an exclamation mark because you have anxiety. Else, you could write else, and you could in else you say, I could just write print this person is not 9, whatever, and I could write a question mark because we want to be formal in the most way possible. And now I just want to add two more additional pieces of information for you. This equal sign is used to assign the right side of the value to the left side of the value, the right side of the object to the left side of the object. Everything in Python is an object. Always remember that. It's a very important interview question. And this is something called equality. It's not an equal sign. It's called equality. And how equality works is that it checks if this right value is equal to the value to the left. Now, this could be very good for us because we could see if someone's older than 18 and if they could watch an R-rated movie, or if someone's just a noisy 10-year-old trying to look cool in front of the school. Anything you want, basically just anything. And this could help us in a lot of ways. So I'll just go to this to-do list. We learned about indentation and if-else statements. Now, I probably think that you have a question. So if I'm just gonna, so you see this code, right? I'm sure you have one question. Okay, I wrote this expression, this Boolean expression. This is called a Boolean expression. But this colon is basically something that tells us that this should go to this indented space of the body. Let me just Control Z that. And this is good because if I don't write that, then it can't do anything. That's not good for us. That is satisfactory, not that good. It's not going to be good for us. I just need to remind you of that. You need to add a colon. And unlike many other languages in the world, Python uses no semicolons for your benefit. So we're going to move to a really hard question now. Something that can bore your brains, you're going to be really good at. It's going to really help you. And what is this? Well, this is, I'm going to have to decide whether a dog's size is greater than 10 kilograms. Then they could say bark bark. Or I'll add a elif statement, which means that if the dog is like 13 or greater, then I want to print yip yip. Else, I will just want to print flip flip, fip fip. So, I encourage you to stop this video, replay it, and do the question. Okay, so let's start. This is really simple. We'll just say dog size, so we could really just remember it. And this doesn't have to be anything. And remember, equality and the actual equal sign is different. There's a syntax error because it says, whoa, 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 dog size is not defined. Why are you trying to get a Boolean expression out of that? That is not good. So I actually have to write 9, any single number. Actually, I'll get the input from the user to make things simple for us. And I know it'll be hard for you, but you could just ask me any question and I'll help you. So I'll say, what is the dog's size? And this could actually really help us. So I could write an if statement. If dog size is equal to 20 kilograms. I don't actually write kilograms. I actually just write 20 because the compiler understands it this way. So then I print something called this. Oh, I'm going to write bark. Bark. Now, I didn't tell you the basic syntax of elif, but what that actually does is that it is a secondary, it is an other option than the if statement. If the if statement doesn't work, it can go to the elif. And the elif basically does not work like the else statement. Basically, if I say print yip, yip. Okay, so if I write the else statement, this means print inside whatever's inside these brackets, fip, fip. Now, this is going to be really bad for us because you'll see a major mistake. elif. It's saying, whoa, you can't write that. That's called invalid syntax. This is the wrong example. Elif, like the else statement, provides another option. And like the if statement, needs a Boolean expression so it can run its code. So I'm going to say, else, if dog's size is equal, no, actually greater than or equal to 13, then it's going to say yip, yip. So what is the dog's size? I'm going to say 14. It's going to say yip, yip. Now this is figuratively, this is not actually real. I promise you I don't have any dogs yelling for me right now. So I go write anything like 15 and anything and says yip, yip. This is very good for us. And this is the question that we have done today. I hope you have liked this tutorial for today. And if you have any questions, please just ask me and I'll provide you with an instant explanation of the problem. Thank you.